Hello Snuggles fam. Today we've got a bit of a changing video for you, so I'm gonna talk to you while I get the babies changed. So we're starting off with Miss Rosie today. We decided to put all the girls in dresses and little Theo in a different outfit. None of the babies have ever worn the outfits that they're gonna be wearing. So I've had a lot of questions recently about how to make a reborn look realistic in a pram, how I conquered going out with them, etc. And I just thought I'd answer these questions while you watch me change them. So the first question is, how do you make a baby look realistic in a pram? Now, I am going to do a video on this with examples, but I thought I'd just talk a little bit about key facts towards them. So one of the key things I've found is a dummy, a blanket, and like a cuddly or a stuffy or something. So I think that helps because it kind of, helps distract people, and as well, like if there's a dummy with like magnetised the reborn or in the baby's mouth, so to speak, people just assume they're asleep, especially sleeping babies. So I can't really comment on awake babies because it's not something I have. But I do have a Mary Shortle like reborn type called Baby Baz, and I will be probably introducing him to the channel. So he's not a reborn per se, but he's a very important baby. So he is an awake baby. So I will be able to use him as an example, but I don't have a reborn, if that makes sense. So as far as sleeping babies go, I think if you give them a dummy and a comforter and a blanket, it helps. Because it's how they'd sleep, if that makes sense. So another key thing I found is putting the head to one side. So babies don't sleep face up. So putting the head to one side helps make them look realistic. And I think that's important, even in car seat. So yeah, that's key facts. Also, weather appropriate clothing. If it was middle of winter, you wouldn't have your baby in just a dress and nothing else. So I've been taking the babies out. They've had jackets on, they've had scratch mates, hats, warmer clothes. There's a saying for babies, a baby should have an extra layer than you do. So if you're going out in 2 layers, you need to have 3 layers for the baby. So the blanket counts as a layer. So the other day I had 4 layers on. No, sorry. 3 layers on. So Rosie had 4, including a blanket. And that's important because if people do see them, they're going to think they're a real baby because they're dressed weather appropriate. If you're not quite ready for people to be able to see them, something I've found that works quite well all year round is a mosquito net, because it stops people being able to make them out fully. So through that, they do genuinely look like a real baby. I've had so many people look through the mosquito net and congratulate me on having a baby. I actually went out last night and a lady said congratulations. Before I could correct her, she walked away, so I didn't have a chance to say anything. But honestly, that's how realistic they look. And the mosquito net helps that because it helps cover them up, but without covering them up, and it's good for these weather, is because there's leaves blowing around and everything else, and you don't always want to get it in the pram. So I think it's a good help. Another tip is a rain cover, because it also distorts them, so to speak. So if it's raining or if it's really cold and really windy, put a rain cover on. You're protecting the baby. So that's another tip I can give you. So it's, I will be doing a video on this to help, and it's definitely something I'm looking at. So the next question I got asked was, how have I gained confidence to go out and stuff? To be honest, the community's helped. Now, I'm lucky, I have a very supportive mum. But when I first got Pip, my mum wasn't keen on me taking her out. I wasn't overly keen on the idea. I used to wrap her in a blanket, put her in a rucksack, and that's how I took her out with me. Just in case I wanted cuddles. But then I got my first pram, and I pushed it back home from where we got it, because it wasn't that far. And my mum was really surprised how I did it. Anyway, long story short is it was just trust the process sort of thing. So I bought my second pram, which is the Mothercare Journey, which helped because it was a bit more covered and everything else. And I have had people ask to see the baby, and I'm always truthful if I get a chance. And I've had people in supermarkets ask for a cuddle and everything else, and I have taught a lot of people about rebounds. Now, my confidence dropped after Christmas last year, and I didn't take the babies out for absolutely ages. And I was really nervous to do it again, but now I don't even think about it. I think the only time it ever makes me nervous is if, like, a group of people want, like, you know what I mean? Or, like, people I know from school or whatever. That makes me nervous. But other than that, everyday people don't bother me. But you've got to keep doing it. And what you've got to remember is there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. At the end of the day, all this stuff going on, like, you know, reborn mums are taking prams, clothes, etc. I completely understand the formula debate, but I don't agree with the clothing and the prams. And, you know, at the end of the day, you're not doing anything wrong. If you're just taking them for a walk or you're going in a big supermarket or something, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like, I'm going to say something else controversial now. Take reborns on public transport. Now, I take them on buses because I don't drive. And me and my mum live in the middle of nowhere. So the only way we can get anywhere is via a bus. Now, I am careful when I go on buses because I have social anxiety already. So if buses get busy, it's a no-go for me. And having the pram there as like a blockade from other people helps. And one of my friends is actually a bus driver, and he knows about the babies. And he said to me, there's no issue with it. He said at the end of the day, they're your children. Fine, they're not humans, but they're your children. Now, obviously, as it's getting colder, as much as I really struggle with the cold, if a mum with a human child needed to get on the bus or a wheelchair, I would move. I 100% would move. I'd either collapse the pram down and sit them on my knee, or I'd get off the bus. Now, obviously, like, a lot of the times I go on buses, there's no other prams on buses. And a lot of the times I go on buses, it's local. So, like, a lot of people don't get on buses with prams. And, you know, it's like the last couple of times I've gone on a bus, I've taken the doona. So I can fold it up and pop it on a seat with me. You know, so it's out the way. But I've not had anybody get on a bus with a pram or anything, so I've been lucky in that sense. But, you know, it is something I will do, and I have taken prams to, like, on a longer bus journey, etc. But for me, at the moment especially, it's a walking aid because I've torn my cartilage in my knee and I can't walk without leaning on something. And I found pushing the pram is easier for me than using crutches because crutches hurt my hands. So I do find it easier. The babies are therapy babies for me. And having them with me keeps my social anxiety bearable. And it's, what's it? But like I said, I've never been in a situation where the pram's been in the way. Or there's been, like multiple prams wanting to get on the bus and there's not space. I literally had a situation where I had the Mothercare journey, and we were literally like 2 stops away from mine, and a buggy got on, but there was plenty of space, so I didn't have to move, and so, it continued. And there's been times I've had the baby, well, the reborns, in like a baby carrier and sat with them on me, and there's been people get on buses and everything else, and but there's always a way and a means. So yeah, I went on a train with the doona. I popped it on a seat because the train was really quiet. And again, social anxiety, I don't like people sitting with me. I was with my mum, we had a table seat, I had Penny in the doona, etc. So overall, I think, yeah, if you need to take them on public transport, do it. I know people will say, oh, give it up for human, people don't know if it's a real child, etc. But end of the day, I know some people use prams for walking aids. Would you tell someone with a walker they should move? No, you wouldn't. So at end of the day, I don't see the difference. Like these, I hate people that get on with like shopping trolley type things because they get in the way. Now, you wouldn't tell someone they couldn't bring them on, would you? No, you wouldn't. So I don't see the difference. But yeah, I honestly, it was a big undertaking going out with the pram and everything else, and I had a very big support network. I had a lady that I met in a shop in Eco Baby that I am very good friends with, Andrea. My mum, my very supportive mum, and the few friends I do have that I've told have all been very supportive. So I think that's helped. I do get some looks, especially being a teenager. I'm 19, and having, pram, a lot of people give me mucky looks because teen mum. But to be quite honest, I'm not particularly bothered. So overall, it is a confidence thing, and you will get there. You just need to keep doing it. There's a saying in that practice makes perfect, and in this case, it does. If you don't keep doing it, you're not going to get confident enough to keep doing it. And I think that is really, really important. So, yeah. Keep trying. Just go for local walks, go places it's quiet and build it up. Don't just go straight into a city centre. Don't do that. I won't recommend it. I did that at a regular. It was literally being thrown at deep end. I got my Mothercare pram and I had Pip with me at the time. I didn't have the others. And I walked around Wakefield City Centre, and that was the first time I'd ever pushed a pram round somewhere. And it was quite daunting, I'm not going to lie to you. But I honestly loved doing it. And I'd do it again. And I'm actually going to collect my 5th pram from Horbury. So I'll be taking a baby in a bag and popping them in and pushing them around. So that's going to be quite fun. And I'm going to have to go on buses for that. So, another thing is, I avoid peak times for buses because of how busy they get. So, like, obviously when people tend to go out first thing in the morning, or when kids are being picked up from school, or people are leaving work, that sort of thing, I avoid buses at them times because of my social anxiety, and they get too busy for me, and I get, like, claustrophobic type thing, and I start panicking, and it's just not fun. So when I do tend to get on buses, they're really quiet because there's nobody around, or there's people upstairs or at the back, but there's never anybody on buses that need that space. And if there was, as I said, I'd move 100%. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm currently, I believe that's Poppy, brushing Poppy's hair and putting a hairband on. And yeah, I would definitely go out and do it. Don't hesitate, just do it. You only live once. She's cute. You only live once. It's a hobby. People have weird hobbies. Another one of my friends that's the bus driver, has so much bus memorabilia. He loves playing with Lego. He's 23-year-old and he loves playing with Lego. You know, it's typical lad, isn't it? And he completely gets this hobby. So, honestly, do it. Because you'll regret it otherwise. So, yeah. I will do a video on how to pose a baby in a pram and in a car seat and everything else. But for now, that's the end of my talking and we're near enough at the end of the video. I'm just going to change Pip and then show you all how they all look. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, because it means the world to us. And comment video ideas you want to see. I'm really willing to do any videos you guys want to see. So yeah, please comment ideas, drop us a comment, etc. Drop us a follow on Instagram, it's Snuggles Reborn Nursery. Drop us a follow on TikTok, it's also Snuggles Reborn Nursery. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I'm going to stop talking now because we're near enough at the end of the video. So we're near enough ready for the grand reveal. I'm just buttoning Pip's dress up. And then I'll be popping a cardi on, doing her hair, and then I'll be able to show you all how cute she looks. So if you have any questions about where any of the girls or Theo's clothes are from, please let me know. This video was filmed in my mum's bedroom. So thanks for that, Mum. And yeah, I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are or whenever you're watching this. So like I say, I'm going to shut up now because we're near enough at the end of the video and I just think you should just be able to enjoy this. Thanks guys.